All right. Now I want to talk about spiritual again and just confirm a couple more things. Now, I've talked about that I wanted to see, because I'm more of an atheist than a scientist, right? And what I've been taught, and we find out as we get older what's real and what's not, like what's a lie and what's not, right? And so I wanted to study spiritual, and since I've studied that, life got worse, right? Never got better. The more I try to do the right thing, as people are out there, the worse things get, right? And that can just be life, right? As I'm being different than them, and if you're different than other people in life, you won't fit in too well, right? That's just science. That's life, right? And because I'm science mostly, it'll take a lot to convince me about spirituality, that it's real, that the Bibles and all these things they writ were actually real, that really happened. I think it's just Chinese whispers and they're words of knowledge that someone put together a long time ago to help that era, which it did, right? Pity we couldn't get the same thing here, but we have more toys and we're more upgraded, so that means we need more to convince us, right? I believe in energy sources. It's all around us. Science has proven that. It has tapped into it with Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, energies that are there. We have sounds that can interfere with our bodies and can do things. That's science, not spirituality, right? We were barely scratching science, which is helping us figure out things. That science can help you figure out spirituality. If you can't figure out science, you're not going to figure out spirituality, because that's the next step up. Right? First, you've got to figure it out. First, you've got to tap in the energies yourself. Is that possible? Our brains are brains. They can be like the machines we're making, like the robots. We can move arms. It's the same energy wave, you see, people. Scientists talk about this. We just can't tap in it so well. But some people do. Apparently they're the upgrades, but they get bullied. You know how that one goes. Right? As humans are afraid. Things are afraid of something better than them. Right? And so when it comes to spirituality, I think I've been studying that all my life, as a lot of people have. For a lot of lives already been, and probably lives to come, because we war too much. We haven't even got the basic science, basics of thinking to actually succeed, which is get along, be truthful. Everyone has to be truthful, then it will work. But if everyone's not, it won't, and everyone's not, so it's not. You know what I mean? I'm a realist. I talk about things that could link to spirituality, right? But we have people that already have that into a company, and they'll attack because they've got that type of shoe. They don't like that you're doing a similar shoe, right? They haven't even got the basics of their own book about communication. And that's how you bring heaven and peace. Is first priority, good at communicating. That means you're good at psychology, you see? Right? Human proper psychology in love. Not in psychology of control, psychology of domination. There's all sorts of psychology that they love using. Their psychology of domination will teach you that they'll word it over you as they're smarter than you to get their outcome. Psychology of domination. How much do you know of people out there, psychology of actually love? To show you that, what it really means. I've had a psychologist tell me to leave a loved one because I'm going through difficulties. Psychology of control or self-thinking for yourself, which you agree on, because humans are good at self-thinking and being selfish. So you'll go, yeah, I agree with that. So the next psychology goes, good, you're happy, you're coming back next week? They don't know. They'll tell you to leave them. They don't know the full truths. They don't know why you're really boggled. Right? It's really up to yourself to fix a lot of problems in your life. And to help you fix problems, we get advice. You can look it up. You don't need a psychologist. And some people need a person because it helps being there. It feels better, having that connection face to face. And that's okay, because that's more real. Right? But that takes time. Someone to really get to know you. That's why we have good friends. That's why we have family. They're the ones that are meant to know. And if they don't know, then we're failing in all these areas because our priorities is money. And money causes problems. Like I said in a story once, someone got shot over $100. Their stepdad shot a person over $100 drug debt. because he wanted some more drugs and he wanted some money. Self-thinking. Then afterwards they go, oh shit, I shouldn't have done, because they were already, priorities were wrong. $100, 10 grand if it was my stepson, I would say. Definitely if I've got a car I can easily get, why pull out a gun and take a risk? Why have a loaded one? Do you want it to scare, as the person said in that incident? And it went off, right? So we will all be studying for real. I like to, when things work out, we study it more, right? When things don't work out, we go, well, we're on the wrong path. There's plenty of other things in life. We can't, if things get too long, then you're not ready for it, obviously. You're not educated enough. Things shouldn't take more than a year to really basically work out. Otherwise, you've got to wait till you get more smart. And that's what you're doing while you're working it out. And is it worth it? Are you getting paid? That's all right. You love doing it? That's all right. Right? But if you're not, you move on. You move on to something else. Because life is not about spirituality. It's not about anything except meant to be happy and connect. That's why we travel and we go other places. Why people are moving now, because they don't fit in anymore. Things change all the time. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worst. Sometimes things don't change. And so people will keep going there as they know it's still like that, as it has no change. Anyway, I'd love to talk about it and work it out one day. I love science to prove that there is something there that we can really actually see and know that if we do these things, it's actually better for us to have plenty of plenty and to do the right thing to keep the numbers stable. Right? We've got to practice what we preach, the basics. And apparently when we do all these things, that's when we get the gifts. So we're getting no gifts because no one's truly practicing. And that could be another thing where we've got to have most of us get it there before we start getting something. So when you hit 25%, you'll all get this a little bit. Life will get a little bit better. You're all starting to get better. You notice there's more. And that's because there's more obvious. You get it too? But it'll also work out that way. And 50% of you are all doing the right thing. Now you're going to get another upgrade and your life will get even better. Perhaps you'll get thoughts and downloads, as you say, or perhaps you're learning it in a new, different way, which gives you upgrades. No fights. Fights are only delays. You break a phone in tantrum, then you're like, shit, now I've got to get another one. Slows you down. The devil loves that. And one winning mostly out there when it comes to that area. And it doesn't mean it's the devil. It's just negative and positive. It's how the universe works. It's science. We know that. And it works with a balance, and the balance goes up and down naturally. It doesn't stick to exactly, but it makes it happen, and it has slowly. It gets somewhere. Right? As we've talked about, took time. Took time to get oil. Took time to get all these things. And so you need to make sure that these things are used wisely. What was the oil there for? Why does it break down in such a way? When that oil broke down like that, why did life change in a certain way? Did that oil help out in a certain way? Does that oil heat up like an oil heater for the planet to keep us warm? Right? To maintain it at certain times. If you pull it out, you might get too hot in one area and too cold at the other. Right? At certain times, because you don't have the material there to keep balance, you see? And if you know you can stop, why wouldn't you stop then, just in case of that theory, until you check out other theories a bit higher? But they don't, because it's all about money. Let's use this product up. In fact, we'll use this product up and make money, and then that product will cause problems. They love that, definitely in the medical sector, eh? Check out all the after effects. I got to take this pill because I took this pill, I took this pill. That can be a scam no longer than just stupidness. It means they're dumb and they can't get right pills. If you really look at things, it's more like they pump shit out for money. That's all it is. And you're the experiment on a lot of it. And you don't complain hard enough collectively, and because you can't do that, then they get away with it, you see. That's why you need these upgrades. So they can't get away with it. But anyway, spirituality, eh? Science, life. How do you see it? And what do you think is important to carry on? What makes it important to you? Because you can protect your family no matter what? What is no matter what? Is that things that you would do? wouldn't mind going through, but you'd rather not, but you'll do it to other people just because you can, you let me know in comments. And have a good one, everybody. See you later.